Hey everyone, I'm Josh. In this video we'll look at an ignition system that I built for my Potato Canon that I find to be more reliable than the likes of a piezo igniter or barbecue lighter that most people use, and it's cheap and easy to assemble. The benefits of this setup include an easy handhold, a one button to launch, and a way to kill the power when not in use. I'll leave links in the description to all the products I use in this video. Anyway, let's get to it. We'll begin by tracing out 5 different rectangles on a 6mm piece of ply. I'll write the dimensions I use in the description below. The factors that determine the size of the box include the diameter of the chamber, as well as the components you want to put inside. One thing I failed to account for when creating these drawings is that there's a couple mils thickness in the saw, so what I'd do next time is cut the first one and then use that as a template for the next. You should end up with 5 different pieces of 3 different sizes. There'll be 2 end caps, 2 sides, and 1 top. Cut a triangle out of the end caps, leaving about a 30mm distance from the top. This will allow for the components to sit snugly, but still have a little bit of room to breathe. Sit the ends on the chamber and mark the areas that need to be rounded out. It's fine to leave a little bit of a gap at the top so that air can flow freely. Use the end that you just finished to mark out and cut the other one. To secure the ignition system to the Canon, we're going to use a few cable ties. Mark out the slots so they're slightly wider than the cable ties and get to drilling them out. You can use thicker cable ties than what I've shown if you want a more secure fit, but I wouldn't use anything smaller. Let's run a dry fit of the enclosure to make sure everything lines up. When you're happy, get to gluing the whole thing together. Don't make the same mistake I did in placing the slits for the cable ties on the wrong way round. Place them as shown. Wipe away any excess glue, and if you need to, put a bead of glue on the inside so it's super rigid. Clamp the box together and leave to dry overnight. Once dry, mark out the area you want to put the momentary switch. Use a 16mm drill bit if you've got one, otherwise a smaller one will do just fine and you'll have to route it out. You'll need to make 2 holes on the opposite side for the power bank. One will be to have power out, and the other's for the charging port. Do a dry run to make sure both of the cables fit. This part takes a bit of trial and error to get everything sitting right. Now on to all the components. Put a bit of solder on each of the terminals from the momentary switch. Run the USB cable through the hole and then solder only the red positive cable to one of the terminals. The other terminal is for the red cable from the voltage step-up module. This allows the momentary switch to break or connect the circuit. Connect the black ground cables from the USB to the step-up module. And use a bit of heat shrink to keep everything tidy. On the other end of the step-up module, extend both those cables so it gives it a bit of slack when installed on the Canon. Grab 2 of the copper nails, and if they're dirty, clean them off. Add a bit of solder to the extended ends of the step-up module, and then wrap each one around the copper nails. Solder them tightly so that there's good contact with the nails. This next part is an optional step if you're wanting to paint them and give it a bit of a custom look. Make sure you cover up all of the holes, and especially the momentary switch. Now it's time to fit everything together. Use double-sided tape to secure both the power bank and the step-up module. Hammer the nails in so they're a couple mils apart from each other. A good tip is to make pilot holes for each of the nails so they go in more easily. Now you can give it a good test. If it's not sparking, make sure the nails aren't touching each other and give it a couple mils difference. If you need to, use a thin cable tie to separate the nails. And that's it, an easy way to launch your Potato Canon. This is the third version I've been through to get it to what it is today, and I'm super happy with how it turned out. If you've got any feedback from me, including ways I can improve it, then let me know in the comments. Till next time, thanks for watching.